So it's been about a week, I'd say, since Brawl Stars released their new Ranked 2.0, and honestly speaking, there's so many flaws with this whole new rank system. There's pros, like the Pro Pass. I feel like that's a good part, but when you just kind of look at everything, you look at what has ranked turned into from what it was previously. There's so many different improvements and so many decreases that I just want to give my own analytical personal opinion on like what I've seen, what I feel, and what I feel like could be done to like fix all these problems. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and yeah, let's hop into those reasonings. Also, just to not keep a white background on the whole video, I'm just gonna throw up a bunch of matches of me grinding my level 11 bell up in trophies. It's only 300 ranges, so it's not really anything special, but it's just to keep the video attention from just being like straight up rant and like boring and that stuff. Now, I think obviously the first reason why Rank 2.0 has obviously been on its downward trend is Brawl Hockey. Like, you do not need any sort of, statement, any defensive state. If you're thinking Brawl Hockey's competitive, like flat out, every single position, rank, whether it's bronze, whether it's masters, Brawl Hockey is never fun. We already had it in the Pizza Arcade. That was not fun at all. So why are we bringing it back now? Just because people voted as the quote-unquote most competitive mode doesn't mean that, oh, it's going to fit the best in a ranked situation. No, because when you look at what Brawl Hockey is, it's a worse Brawl Ball. You literally can easily just, run these corny comps. By the way, in gold, you can't ban that. So if you're trying to get the diamond, good luck facing it. And then you could just bounce the puck off a wall. Cool, you immediately score. Not to mention, 3 goals just to win. 3 goals to win, not even to tie or anything. It's a worse Brawl Ball. And Brawl Ball can already be hectic because of overtime. So you're basically spending at least a good 5-ish minutes maybe on that ranked match if you're just in, bronze to diamonds. But if you're in mythic and above, the pain that Brawl Hockey is so annoying because look at this. I spent 230 in each match. We never reached 3 goals. Not to mention, there's the whole banning process, there's the whole draft process, and there's the actual in between. I spent around 10, 11 to even 12 minutes in that one ranked match alone. One ranked match alone. If there was like, I don't know, gem grab, I'm done in 8 minutes max. So that's already a huge problem. And then when you look at what, Brawl Hockey took out, Heist and Bounty. That is a huge bad trade-off. Sure, Heist isn't really the most competitive. It's just Melody onto the safe, Chuck onto the safe. But Bounty was competitive. I don't care what people say. I personally found Bounty quite competitive. Definitely more competitive than what we have now in Brawl Hockey, that's for sure. But, Bounty is actually a risk and reward. You could rush in, get the stars, or you just die. It's actually risk and reward. You actually have to strategize for that. For Brawl Hockey, it's just bounce off the walls. Oh, cool, we scored now. Like, removing Brawl Hockey is going to be so key to, like, improving ranked. The second Brawl Hockey's gone, ranked is thriving. And I touched a bit up on it on Twitter, aka X. I was mentioning how we should remove dodging from Brawl Hockey because no one wants to sit through that. And, people do agree. So, removing Brawl Hockey, I feel like, is the number one step if we do want to take a level up in terms of actually making ranked competitive. Definitely a major role in the overall situation of ranked right now is definitely the 3 new max brawlers. This season, obviously, it's Leon, Gene, and Ems. When they first introduced this concept in the Brawl Talk, it was a good idea because, you can get extra brawlers to use And you could also, you know, test out some Brawl. Here's the problem though. This counts towards bronze, just unlocking ranked in general, diamonds, and it counts towards mythic. So automatically, that's already a bad thing because, people are going to be relying on those brawlers specifically. So, I feel like for one thing, we need to remove them from allocating the requirements, and secondly, to learn them, ranked is not the mode you want to be doing that. The whole point of ranked is to try and compete, trying to gain elo. But when you're learning, Gene, Leon, or Ems, or even any brawler that's going to get maxed out like next month or even May, you're just killing your team. Because when you're immediately just randomly picking a brawler like that, you don't know what they actually do. You're gonna be running out on the field, just clueless, and then next thing you know, you're getting kudos and you're going 0-8. Sure, if you have experience with like Leon, Jeans, or M's, and you're already like gold 1 in terms of the mastery, sure, go ahead, pick them. But when you're picking them and you have speed gear and health gear automatically, that's how you know. How you know for a fact. You don't even have to think about it for 2 seconds. You're automatically lost. And that's been a problem with what people have been saying. This whole max ballers was originally a good idea, but when you have the classical bad randoms picking them willy-nilly, you're killing the whole purpose of what it's actually supposed to do. Because it's supposed to be, to help you make a decision. It's not supposed to be, cool, I'm going to use ranks to test the brawler now instead of, maybe going to like battlegrounds. And I think that's what something needs to be happening, is that before going into ranked, to anyone who doesn't have those brawlers maxed out, and especially with low amounts of brawlers maxed out, if you have like half the roster of brawlers maxed out, I don't think you need that necessarily, like the tutorial. But for new players, a tutorial on how to properly use the brawler and make an impact is key, because I am tired of seeing people pick Leon, James, or Ems, and they're just running in there willy-nilly, not doing anything impactful. And that is what's killing ranked as well, alongside Brawl Hockey, which I talked about previously. This is a combination of both in a way, because these are both new factors, but it's like you're trying to kill it intentionally. At least with this, I will say, it's a good concept, except the execution from people themselves was bad. Lastly, before we round off this video, the matchmaking. The matchmaking and just like the overall elo game system, it's rather iffy compared to, I feel like, before. People have touched on it already on Twitter/X, but if you're solo queuing up, you can find like people who are matched up in teams of 3. And I personally find that extremely unfair, because when you're solo queuing, the whole point is that, you're hoping for your randoms to be good. Like, going against a full team of 3, you basically are uncoordinated with your randoms while they have a full-fledged plan to win the game. And because randoms can do anything, like they can be so good, they can be so bad, there is no not knowing what your random's gonna be doing. It gives the opponent such a high edge. Not to mention solo game and team game are the same. So I can go solo queue up and gain the same amount of elo as 3 people would get for teaming up together. Like, how and in what world is that fair to people who solo queue, or people who necessarily play Brawl Stars alone, in terms of like their friend group doesn't play at all? And as well as the actual fallback. Now, when they first introduced the fallback and how there would be more gains, more losses, it wasn't that bad. But now looking at it, it's like extremely bad because, especially if you just scave your way into Mythic 1 and you have like 4,420 elo, you're going down immediately with that one loss. Like, sure, you get flattened out to like 4,500 before you immediately go down. But again, the whole random situation and the team making situation, it is very risky. And that's not to say the least that matchmaking in general is kind of shit. Forget about solo or team rankings. Like, because people are being bronze 3 in a gold lobby. Like, that's one thing. You got diamond 2 people in a mythic 3 lobby. Like, the matchmaking, there's still so many inconsistencies. If we're gonna do team ups, I feel like it should be at least one rank above, one rank below. So like if you're in Mythic 2, you can team up with Mythic 3, Mythic 1. That's it. Because I am tired of seeing bronze players in gold, silver players in Mythic, stuff like that. It's so annoying to deal with, especially if you're trying to push. You're either gaining so little or you're losing a lot. And it doesn't create a fair advantage because that lowest player is gaining so much. Even if they were to lose, I'm sure they would still gain. It's not fair. So I do think that there should be a more lenient side to the actual fallback. Because also, I will say this, the rank boost. You only get boosted up to Legendary 1 and that's 6,000 elo. When it was originally 7,500 last time. Not to mention, you'd have to go through all of Legendary, all of Masters, without any ranked boost. I feel like it adds more to the competitive aspect, but it also limits a lot more of what it was originally kind of pledged with a ranked boost, getting that immediate kickstart. So I feel like with that, honestly, just make it Mythic Legendary 2. I think there's not much harm there. But yeah, ranked right now kind of sits in a rather iffy spot. Hopefully, month 2 is better because we are getting heist back. Still want bounty though. Brawl hockey's obviously gone. Hot zone's gonna be gone as well, so that might be iffy. But yeah. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.